Welcome to Watercolor Studio 42 today, and I've been trying different materials. Last time I was here, I was doing polka dots and connecting dots together, so forth, to make some sort of a design, a picture of sort. Today I'm using what we call stencils, and you can get these stencils in different sizes, from real large, depending on the size of the signs or whatever you're going to do with it, what you're going to do with it and all that. And but these are kind of large letters, and seeing that we're a TV show, I thought I'd start with the letters today, a T and a V. TV, right? There we go. So you can place those down on your paper and kind of arrange them side by side. And what I do is take my marker. I have a permanent marker, and I outline just the letter shape T and a V in this case. Okay. So let's start off here. We'll start with the letter T, and you can see that I've used these markers or stencils before. You can do that, and we got a V in here, or T, I should say. I got the T. Now we do the V, and we'll get it kind of lined up in there, make sure it stays on the paper, the background paper. Okay, so we got a V. Now, usually with a stencil, sometimes they have kind of a little separation there, but you can fill that in if you want. I'm just kind of staying within the whole shape of each individual area here. Okay, so using the stencils. Okay, now let's take the T and the V, and we're going to put them aside. And so far, this is what we got. This is what we got so far, TV, right? And now, if you want to put I didn't bring any numbers, but you can use numbers. But if you want to say, like you want to say H, using H, that shape, and say hi TV or TV high. We'll start with these two letters. Now, you can arrange these differently. You don't have to put them exactly on top of what you've just done with the V and the T and the T and the V, but you can arrange these any way you want. You can turn them, twist them, and these letters can go right on top of the ones you've already started. And I don't know how that's going to work out. Let's see. No, well, high. We got high. Okay. Let's see how I can do this. You don't have to use all of the H, too. You just use a part of it. Let's try this. Let's try to see what we can do. I'm going to drop the H down and the I here, and see what we can come up with. All right. Let's see if I can get my marker back here, and we'll do what part of the H we want to put on the paper. Let's go in here like this. Okay, down and around. Okay, let's do this side now. See what that does. Okay, go right to the tape. Okay, so we got the H. Let's put that aside. Now let's see what we can do with the V. This is going to be a little bit of a tricky one. I'm going to put the I on the same height as the H. And we're going to draw this inside the V. Now you can take a piece of scrap paper at home. You don't have to start right off on a nice piece of paper. You can work some designs out on anything like newspaper or anything. Take a brown paper bag and flatten it out and do some little exercises on that. So we got T and a V and an H, okay, so far. Here's where we're going. All right, now I got some other letters I haven't used here yet. I got an E, I've got a Y, and I've got the O, okay? So I don't know if they're going to spell anything, but nevertheless, we'll see how we can use them. Okay, I've got this O shape, you know. This looks like a racetrack, doesn't it? Huh? The oval shape. And I'm going to put that in here somehow. Move it around, see what it looks like. Let's try this. Let's try to see what happens. I'm going to start that out on the edge. And just start this O in the corner, okay? Now, that's going over the same lines, so we don't have to do that. We'll just go over what we haven't done yet. Okay, here we go. Whoops. All right. Ooh, down all the way down there, huh? Yeah. Okay, let's do this side now. See what we got. Okay. I probably should have lined that up a little bit better, but let's see what happens. Wow. Okay, we got that. We got some interesting shapes going here. Now you can use the same letter O if you wanted to somewhere else down here, or you can go to one of these letters we haven't used yet. So let's see what happens here. This is E. E is interesting because you can tip it on its side. Almost looks like buildings, you know, like on a cityscape. So we're going to put that over here and see what we can do with that. I'm going to move it around a little bit. Okay. I'm not going to spend as much time as I normally would with this to get these shapes in. Just to show you, just some ideas, you know, how to do things a little different. Now you could take somebody's name. You could, you know, like my name is Ben, of course, B-E-N, and work a design out of those three letters. Whatever whatever you want to do with it. You have to be a little bit kind of creative and invent stuff. Go down here, that goes over. Okay, we're filling in now all of that space all across here. Goes across. Did I get this one? Not yet. Okay, let's do this one. Get all of that E in there. Okay, I guess we're all set. Yep, looks like, okay. All right, well, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Now, what happens when you keep doing an overlay of letters and letters and letters? Of course, you lose kind of the initial TV, what you started with. Let's we haven't used this one yet. Y. Okay, we did use the O, didn't we? Yeah. Yep. Okay, Y. Let's see how we can fit that in there. Maybe this way would be better. Move it around a little bit, see what we got here. We haven't done anything to the border up here, so maybe we should go up a little higher there. Let's trace the Y, put that in this way, okay? And do the outline here. And go up on this angle, go across, back down again, and over here, this one. Goes across and back down. Okay, I think we got all of that in. Yes, we have. Okay, so we got the Y in there. Now, I'm going to hold this up. This is what we have so far. I've used at least once all of the letters that I brought with me. Now, you've got the whole alphabet. When you buy sometimes the set of stencils, they give you the whole alphabet along with the numerals, numbers from 0 to 9. And so you have a lot to work with there. Now also, you could do a lot more this intricate design if you had smaller stencils, okay? So I purposely brought the big ones because I wasn't going to get too fussy with it today. Now, if this looks okay, if this looks all right, you can start working on it. Now, if you see an area that probably could use something else in it, decide which letter you want to put in there, or part of a letter. You could just take a part of the E. Why don't we just do that and just put in something like that, just to break that up. You probably won't have to go around the whole E shape in this case. See what I have here. Okay, I guess we can come up here, put that in, put this in, just to fill in the space. Okay, that's kind of busy to begin with, so I'm not going to do any more. Well, maybe I'll put something else in there. One line, part of this line maybe. See what that looks like. Okay. Well, we're getting it gets a little bit busy, doesn't it? Right in this area right now. So if you find that you want to get that busy with that exercise there, you can kind of hide it a little bit later on. Now, you might want to break this, see this large shape in here all the way down around the edge. You might want to break that up. Let's put the E back here, and let's see if I can just break that up with some lines in there. Okay. I'm not putting the whole letter E in there, just parts of it. Let's see what we got now. Well, we're getting pretty, not bad. It's getting busy though, isn't it? So you can decide how much you want to do with it. You can do something else there, maybe break it up a little bit more. I always look to the outside. If that shape right here, if this is too large, you can just break it up. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm not going to use the stencil. I'm just going to put a line there. It separates that. Now, if there's any area that you want to close in, you can do that. See right in through here. I'm just going to just connect this together here, across like that. If you find any open area like this, why don't we just bring this, close that here, and bring that there. You see anything else that might be a little bit open, and you could kind of fill it in. Right here, why don't we just close that in? Here you go. And normally I would use a ruler. Any straight edge. You could use any part of a stencil. This one here, this is very good to use, if you're just going to do a rectangular shape or something. You can move this around and break up anything you want. I'm not going to probably do too much more with this. I think we've got quite a bit in there right now as far as the pattern goes. Now, here's another thing. You can stay within the lines if you want. And the design I did last week, I just kind of decided on 3 colors and just did three shapes of one color, the same color, and then 3 of another and so forth. But today, if you want, this is up to you. I'm just going to do a little bit more of a background color and see how that works. Okay, there you go. Get that on there. All right, here we go. Now, okay, why don't we start off, and by the way, if you don't have paints at home, you can buy a set of these permanent markers. Sharpie has a whole little package of about 10, 12 different colors, and that's what these are from a package of colored markers. And you can, if you know you're going to put water into this thing, you may want to get the permanent markers. These happen to be, yeah, these are permanent ones, I think. Yeah, yeah, small print. Okay, now here we go. You can use any size brush you want, and you don't have to really stay in the lines, okay? I'm going to just wet this area up in here. Looks like the brush had a little bit of paint on it to begin with. Okay, now this is up to you. You can decide what color you want to put in there. Now, for the sake of making it a little easier, I'm just going to use the permanent colors, the yellow, the primary colors. I said permanent, I meant primary, and yellow, and where's the red? I thought I had a red out here somewhere. What did I do? Put it back? Well, we'll use this one over here. I'll use one of these. Here you go. We've got yellow, red over here, and we're going to put one of the blues over here. Kind of forms a triangle. But, you know, if I'm only using 3 colors sometimes, or only have 3 colors, the 3 I use is the primary colors, the yellow, a red, and a blue. And then in between, you can mix the secondary colors, like yellow and red together, you can make orange. Across the way, red with the blue, you can make purple or violet, same thing. And then you have here, you have your yellow that you can mix with blue to make green. So you got your secondary colors. All your colors kind of evenly mixed together actually turn neutral or dark, okay? Here we go. So I'm going to start off. You can use any size brush you want, I guess, pretty much. Let's use this flat brush, a little bit, probably it looks like a 1-inch flat across the bottom. Okay, and we're going to just paint in this area. Put a little bit of yellow there, okay? Now what I did, you noticed I wet that area first, and that spreads the color around a little bit faster. So let's wet another area down here, and the more paint that you put into the water, the darker the yellow is going to be. But we're just going to do some light coats for now. Now, I'm going to do 3 areas. 1, 2, 3 triangular areas, and just make it an uneven number. Now, when you clean your brush, you don't have to swirl it around in there, but if you want, what I do is a lot of times, if I remember to do it, I just dip the brush in there and just pinch it out on a paper towel. It gets most of the color out of the brush, but it doesn't get everything riled up, you know, all the other colors that might be in there. Now, let's try some reds, okay? We'll use some reds. And again, I'm going to just moisten the area. 1, let's say 2, okay, 3, okay. You got three sort of a reddish color. Actually, there's a little bit of an off red. It's more of a, well, it has a little blue in it, so it's like alizarin crimson. They call it quinaqua rose. Okay, now, where are you? Now, we got okay, let's try the other color. See how I forget? Rattle the brush around too much. Okay, let's try some blue. And if you want, you can spread that blue around here, and you've got enough blue to do some patches in 3 other areas. 1, 2, 3. Okay. See, we got a nice distribution of color here. Now, sometimes if that gets a little bit too much water, what I do is either pinch it out in a paper towel, or you can just put it in, dip your brush into the water, and then put it, you know, in the towel. Okay, now you can decide on whether you want this thing just to be the 3 colors, or you can. What we can do is go back, and let's say, for example, we take a little bit more blue, and we can put. Oops, we need more color than that. How about putting some blue here? And then seeing what happens if you put yellow into your blue. Oh, you turn green, right? You get some green now. Okay, now you can do the green then somewhere else. Okay, we know that we know now that yellow and blue make green. So you can mix the green ahead of time if you want. Get different shades in there. Let's see, just do 3 over here. 1, 2, 3, right? The triangle. Okay, get that in. Now that's turning a little bit sort of grayish because I'm hitting a little bit of the red and the blue. So remember, all those colors mixed together make a darker color. Neutral color too. Okay, now let's try some. Let's try something else here. Let's try. What happens if we put some blue into the blue? I mean, some red, red into the blue. Okay, we're going to pull that out, and now you can make purple. Yeah, this is a good exercise in experimenting with color also. Okay, let's put some more red into the blue. How's that? And if you don't want to see too much white, you can just paint right into the next color. Okay, here we go. Where are we? We're using blue. Let's put some blue over here. And mix it with get some red, you get purple. What happens when purple hits yellow? Okay. Now, what else? All right. We want to take some of that blue, let's hit it over here. Fill this in. Now you can take the purple and go into the yellow a little bit if you want. It sort of gets sort of a grayish color out of it. Looks gray in there. This looks a little bit more gray here. That's a sort of makes it the background sort of neutral. Okay. Now you could put a little bit of what you have green. You can put green up into blue. What happens is you get sort of a deeper green. Okay. Let's go right to the edge here. So actually you're doing an exercise not only designing things, but you're going inside and mixing colors. But you can do all sorts of things. Like I said, the basic shapes too, you know, it's the circle and the square, triangle. You can utilize those. I might deal with that next week with shapes, basic shapes. Today we're doing stencil design and mixing colors. A little bit of everything here. Okay. Now wherever you miss the spot, just you can touch it up. Sometimes you can leave it the highlight in there if you want. A little bit of highlight on there. You can kind of lift the color out. Now right now this is going to dry softer. It's going to be a lot lighter if I left it like this. Okay, if I left it the way it is now. But you may want some of these colors to jump out a little bit more, you know, when you're doing the design. So if you want to do that, now you can let this set up a little bit, let it dry a bit. Then you take your pure color, and if you, let's say if I wanted this area to be really a brighter yellow, now I come back and I can go dark with the yellow, okay? Go in there with stronger yellow. All right. Same way with the red. Oops, here I am tapping again. Okay, you come back in here, and you can make some of the red stronger if you want. Okay, that's a pretty color working right through here. Okay. All right. I'm going to take some of that color and drop it over here. Lift up some of that. Otherwise, if you leave too many puddles, it takes quite a bit longer to dry out. Okay. I'm putting some little drops of color. If you do it in one place, you probably want to repeat it somewhere else. Get some of that extra water out of there so it'll dry faster. You can use your hair dryer at home. I tend not to use it because it's kind of noisy on television, but I suppose you could. I'll take some of the edges off of some of this so that the colors kind of blend in together. Okay, now you can keep building this up as you go along. You can put several layers a different color on your paper. You want it darker, just go straight into the color. Don't thin it down too much with water, and you can make certain areas much darker. Usually you let it dry out a little bit more before you introduce any other layer of color. Okay, where are we here? All right, a little bit more over here. Make this a little bit darker. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, see how you can kind of jump around here a little bit. What we're doing is making this kind of like a interesting pattern of color. Now, you can go over some of these lines to make it more interesting. I probably should have done that while I was just doing the lines. But you can let this dry now, and you can take a marker or freehand and just go back over and make some of these lines a little bit wider, so they're not the same thickness, so forth. You can also, if you made a little mistake, you can kind of patch it up a little bit too with that marker. Just make it wider in that area and hide all your little boo-boos, I guess. Okay. You get the idea how that works. Okay. Now, instead of puttering around with this, some of these areas that are still wet, a lot of times what I do is take this one, and if you want to tip it and shape, get some of the water to run into some of the areas, you can do that, or just let it sit there and let it dry. Now, you can have some fun with this. For example, let's say if you wanted to make sort of a funny face, okay? You might want to start with maybe, basically a head is an oval. So you could start. I'm going to do this out in pencil first and see what happens. Okay, so if you want to do this, try it. And I'm just going to start with a pencil. I'll make it dark enough, so hopefully you'll be able to see it. And I'm just going to do the outside. Okay. So now we've got the oval. Now this is up to you if you want to find another shape. And let's see what we can do here. I don't really have a small oval, so I guess I'm going to have to make the ears. We'll put an ear here, ear here. Okay, we'll make it a sort of a rectangular ear. Why not, huh? Put one on that side, and got to get one over here. All right. Line it up maybe as best you can, I suppose. Don't have one, well, you can distort it and have one ear a lot higher than the other. Okay, you got another ear there. Now, what have I got around here that I can make the the eyes with. I really don't have too much. We can always use this, I suppose, part of it. And you could probably make the person with glasses. I'm just going to make some glasses with this. Okay, a line up here, a line over there, down at the bottom here. Okay, we got something here. You could have a person too, if not with their eyes open, just have eyelashes there and make these eyebrows. Okay, you could do that, but I'm going to stick with my maybe glasses. Okay, so let's put the shape of the glass here and do this side. Hopefully I make it basically the same proportion. Let's use the outside edge so I can compare it. Okay, a line here, a line there. Of course you have to connect them together, right? Across the nose piece. Right here. Whoops, stay in the line. There you go. Okay, got that connected there. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit and put the bows in. And now, what could we use for a nose? We could use something. Well, let's use yeah, why don't we use the A for the nose? We tip I said A, it's a V. We'll turn the V this way, and we're just going to make a nose here. See if we can do that. Oh, better still, huh? Why don't we make the nose come out like this? That's going to be a wide nose, though. That's going to be kind of a wide nose. I'll go back to what I was thinking about before. Probably the nose would come down around here somewhere, halfway between the eyes and the chin. We'll put a nose in like that. Okay, just draw up the side a little bit like that. Okay, we got a nose. Now, what could we use for the mouth? Let's use this little shape in here. See if we can line that up. Let's see, the mouth is approximately in here somewhere. Now again, you could make this, just do 3 sides. It looks like he's smiling. Something. Well, not really. I gotta do something else here. I gotta get this nose a little bit lined up better. Let's put a nostril out here or something. Yeah, put that in there. And I guess we'd have to to get it somewhat even, I think the nostril has to go over here on this side. You see, you have to experiment a little bit with all of this. Now, but hair, you could leave the person bald-headed, but if you want to put some hair, we probably could do that freehand, because we could have something like this. We could take an O and just make some lines coming out like this, kind of move around it a little bit like that. See, now you can do that freehand too. Just put some hair in here. You want to fill the top in. Fill this in across here. And we put the hair right across there. Here we go. Pretty wild, huh? Now, you can have him with a collar. You can put a collar around here if you want. And I'm going to just do this. Make the shoulders a little bit. So you see how you can have some fun with this, with just using your shapes. Now, again, you can put, if you had like little circles, you could put the eyes in. But if you want, you can have him, he's wearing glasses, but you can have him with his eyes kind of shut here. Okay, let's do this one over here. He just has his eyes closed. And you could show a little bit, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 1, 2, 3, like eyelashes, right? Now, the mouth looks a little bit funny here. So it looks like we got an awful big nose. But we could make, fill this in, make it look like teeth across here, and he's got kind of his mouth open. So let's try that, see what I can do. You really have to improvise a little bit here. Okay, and you could show maybe some of his teeth showing here. And I'm just going to, you can do this with the ruler or the paper. Just show his teeth. Now, as far as inside the nose, you know, you could do just a little S shape, something like that, just a little S shape in there. Make his earlobes, whatever. And then the neck, I guess we've got to connect them up here. Put this together. Now you could have him wearing a t-shirt, kind of a collar, whatever you want to do with that. You could put a tie on, make this into a bow tie, whatever you want to do with it. Or you can just have a line through here and have put some circles in there for maybe a couple of buttons, something like that. So you could do all sorts of things with this. You can make like buildings, a house in the background. You can make use that that V shape, use it upside down. You can make it look like trees in back, something like that. Kind of in the, you know, make it look like fir trees. Kind of chop it up a bit. Something like this. You could have some trees in the backyard. How much you want to add to the picture? That's up to you. You could have just a fence there. You could take the E and just go across here, because you know, just make some straight lines, and you can make it like a fence in back. Whatever you want to do with it. You know, just put a little bit of the top edge of the fence. Something like that. Some grass, maybe similar to the way you did his hair. Maybe. Yeah, put some grass in back. So you got a pretty good picture going there. And then to color it in, I usually start with the background. I might do number 1, the sky. Number 2 might be the trees, and so forth. So, and maybe if you want the fence to be white, just paint in between it, you know, put the green color in between some of the parts of the fence. I'll add some more wood to the fence. Then you can make something out of that. So there's all sorts of things you can do. If you want to do a whole landscape, you could have start with a Y upside down. That could be a tree. Then you got some of the roots coming down this way, maybe coming out, around the base of that. Then you could take maybe the O and do this. Set that there and just put some little markings around here for, oops, I guess that's all right. You can make it look like a tree. Yeah. Out of a Y and the O, somehow you can make that, and you can add some more markings in there, go outside the edge a little bit more, make it look more like a tree. You could put some little texture on the bark like that, and put a tree in there. And you could go along here, make it look like woods. What have I got that I could use for? I suppose I could get away with that. I was trying to find something like that would, well, maybe take this O and you can maybe make like a hill. You could put a hill in the background, or a sky or a cloud. Do something with this. Put something in the background. And you can add more trees in there if you want. And if you want to do people, I suppose you could put little figures in there. Similar to the idea of the tree, little stick figures like that. We used to make stick figures all the time. Kind of, you could put some figures in there. You could put in the backyard, you take the oval. I'm not going to do it. I'll do it freehand. But you can make like a little sandbox or a little pool out in the backyard. You can put a tent out there if you want. Camp out overnight, have a tent, so forth. So, it depends on how much you want to do with the picture and, to fill it in. But those are just some ideas. And what I do a lot of times is I'll go over sometimes the pencil markings and just go over a little darker with kind of clean it up a little bit with the my markers. This is supposed to be the lips, I think. I don't know about that, but anyways, you get the idea. The eyes, you have him with his eyes closed, I guess. Eyebrows. You add a few eyebrows to it. Of course, I'm myself, I'm used to drawing a lot, so a lot of times I wouldn't resort to do so much with the stencil. I wouldn't probably spend so much time doing stencils, but it's fun to try it with the stencil. You can get different sizes. Probably these are kind of large. Now, see, you're letting this dry out. This one here is going to dry out, and it will get a lot lighter by morning. And what I usually do, this is a false mat that I put around the artwork, and I just take that off, pull this off here, and it gives you like a little white marking around it. If I can get the tape to work. I did a good job putting the tape down today. All right. See if I can get this started without tearing the paper. Yeah, I guess so. Wow, look at this. Woo! Let's go this way for a while. Okay. We'll get some of this off here. Now, when you put a mat around your artwork or frame, around the mat and the picture, it kind of locks it in, and it makes your artwork look 100% better with that being kind of clean edge around it. Ooh, that's a toughie. Wow. All right. I guess we got that cleaned up a little bit. Okay. So this gives you an idea. Now, you can have these letters show up. They're kind of disguised a little bit because I put other letters on top. But let's say if you wanted to do something like the letters for your school, like if you went to Attleboro High School, it would be Attleboro A-S-H, right? A-S, yeah. Yeah, sure. Attleboro High School would be A-H-S. Okay. But, and Fian, of course, it would be Fian, start with the F and S-H and so forth. Or H-S, right? Okay. Looking at it upside down here. But that gives you an idea how you can make a design. And if you want to finish this off, I would just do the face. You could make it natural color, or you could even make this look like a circus clown or something, change the colors a little bit different, whatever you want to do with it. So there's some good ideas here. Or you can make it just flesh tones, I suppose, if you wanted to go that route. What do we got here? A clean brush. Let's see. We got to take some yellow, right? You take a little bit of this color, red, pink, just a little bit into the yellow. And, of course, red and yellow make orange. And if you want to make it like the kind of the flesh tone, you can add a pinch of blue. That would make it a little bit deeper color. However you wanted to do that. Like I said, you can make it like a circus clown. He already looks kind of funny anyway to begin with, doesn't he? I'll show you how that works. Give him a little red nose here. Oh, there you go. We really make him into a circus clown now. And I don't know, maybe some blue ears. Oops. Get pink ears anyway. Maybe a little bit of purple color in here, the cheeks. Yeah, a little bit on this side. Oops, to balance it off. A little bit more purple over here. Okay. You make his neck, sometimes they have like a fancy neck collar or whatever they put around them. Now, sometimes if you work more spontaneous, you can make, it might come out a little bit better than trying to work too slow with it. If this is going to be a circus clown, the background could be totally different. You can make the background a big circus tent back there. But now they don't do any more circuses with tents. because they had some problems with them. And now most of your circus, if they have any circuses still left, I know Barnum and Bailey went out. I don't know, Ringling Brothers might still be running, but you could make that like a tent back there. Put a few loops across here. Okay, you get the idea. So it's a lot of fun. And I gotta run. My time is up. So brush it up and we'll see you next time. Okay?